Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with a very special guest, Juan Waters. It's Nites on TV. Juan, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, great. How are you doing? How's it going today?
Today it's going well. Woke up at a comfortable hotel.
Yeah.
We had healthy ramen.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good. The ride here was pretty relaxing. Everything's good today, actually.
Nice. So yeah, you're touring on, well, you're just touring in general, but you just, the record Wandering Rebel just came out. And just when listening to that and thinking about that album in the sort of in the lineage of the stuff that you've done so far in your solo, music, it seems like you've sort of been into like the collaboration since the Juan Pablo albums.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask, was there a thing or a moment or a reason that sort of inspired that for you to like kind of reach out to people a bit more, and it's evident on Wandering Rebel.
Well, yes. When I did I had recorded North American Poetry and Who Me, all by myself.
Right.
Like played all the instruments, and then I did Introducing Juan Pablo on chronological order. That's the third album, but it was the fourth one to be released.
Yeah.
I did that one at my house, like different home studios I've had. So I did a little collaboration there. I had also a guest singer. But I feel like when I did that album, I reached the limit of what I can do alone. I mean, I could continue doing albums by myself, but I always like to go somewhere new with the music.
Yep.
And then the following one, the one that I did over the trip through Latin America, the La Onda de Juan Pablo, my first all-in-Spanish album.
Yes.
That one I had... local musicians play with me. They play the instruments. I wrote the songs, and then we worked the arrangement with traditional musicians from each country.
As you were traveling, right?
As I was traveling.
Yeah.
That was a challenge. That was really good. That was a really good experience. Like before, the songs were, just basic, let's say D, A, G, whatever. Those were the chords. But then we transposed that onto like whatever local instrument from whatever country I was at the time.
Right.
So it brought to the music life that it hadn't had before. It hadn't had before.
Sure.
So then I said, the next one I said, you know what? This time around, I'd like to collaborate instead of instrumentation, composition.
Sure.
Write with other friends I have that are songwriters as well.
Right.
So we definitely took it to another level there on real life situations.
Totally. Yeah.
It's crazy that. And for Wandering Rebel, I'm opening doors, and walking through them and bringing along whatever I like from previous albums.
Yeah.
We're on the road promoting this album that we just released. This is my sixth studio album, so to the poster. It was made between the real life situations, my previous album, and today.
Those songs on the Wandering Rebel, I wrote myself. They were not collaborations from us for songwriting.
Yes, but you just brought folks in the similar way to kind of help fill out and color and texture.
Exactly, or like tell the story in a different way.
Yeah,
tell the story. And it's been a thing in the music industry, let's call it, in the music business. It's been a thing. All different artists are collaborating. So in our circle, let's call it the indie circle, whatever.
Yeah.
People don't do that so much. So people do their album alone. People do their album alone. How I used to do it before.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I'm cool to be going those places.
Yeah, well, and I feel like with that, and I specifically was thinking about the track that you did with John Carroll Kirby. I'm a huge fan of his, and I was really excited to see that you all had a tune together, speaking to how you're saying like folks don't collaborate as much. It was like a really nice surprise. And on that track, you speak pretty frankly about like wanting to be successful and like wanting to be able to like sustain doing this basically by releasing albums and like just by being able, and you also talk about like wanting to go back to school for math and stuff like that too. But like, I'm just wondering, how does that affect your writing and touring and stuff like that with the way that things are with streaming and just like existing as a touring musician, just trying to sustain it?
Well, this song I wrote during under a very particular climate. There was no shows, there was no future as for like musicians. So definitely all those thoughts were more present in my mind at that particular time.
Sure.
When I wrote it, it was very much. I wrote all the lyrics on a piece of paper. I remember it's just like stream of consciousness, and then later I sang it onto a melody I already had. And then later we invited John to do the piano after we had the vocals and everything. But definitely since I started having this as my way of making an income, it's become more present in my life of like what can I do to like buy a house? What can I do to like sustain a lifestyle that I'm not looking to like be multi-millionaire. It's not like my priority right now. Yeah. But I have a family now. I'm a father. Yep. So this happened after I wrote the song, but I talk about having a family.
It is song. Present. Yeah.
We hadn't yet been. My partner hadn't yet been pregnant, so
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So pretty sweet. I was thinking about that. Yeah.
That I like stability, but the world still sees me as a wandering rebel. Yes, it does influence my day-to-day, what they got to say, but not so much. I've wondered about getting psychics, picking up colleges, catching up on my mind. I wonder, what about being a person in a town, working in the same town? The money's still the same. Just let us go and get it. I once did have a dream, but in our family's not our nature to go off there and catch those dreams. So I stayed a little longer. In my bed I feel ashamed of my personal hygiene. Aware of my condition, dramatize it as a movie. I'm looking to make money on this album and the one that follows after. Expression of my feeling, strong and raw, singing right through the nation. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking to have a family, so if this music thing not big up, we'll have to make some changes up in here. Me who I wanted to become a music critic, ended up being a musician. Open up the bag, let's see how much gets in there, count the money and go on. Oh baby, and then cash out.
But now, yeah, of course, I think about what it is that we can do as a community, also to elevate each other's projects.
Totally.
And it really does help us for streams. I like singing on other people's songs, also to be able to support another person's. Well, it's not really about that, because it is. You work with artists that you appreciate artistically,
It's
but
evident
also,
from your collaborations too. Yeah.
But also, it does. We all know that in today's business model, it helps to have whatever other artist it might be, either be bigger or smaller than you, to help each other out. Because I heard about people that I heard about my music from random features I've done outside of my albums also.
Sure. Yeah. It does transcend like the idea of like money is just a thing that's like, well, it's a thing that I spend most of my time doing, so I kind of need to make money. But also there's a good chunk of that intention that's like, I also just want as many people to hear it and be able to get it as possible too, right?
Yeah.
In talking about like sustaining and stuff like that, you're still in Queens, right? Is that correct?
Well, now my daughter was born in Uruguay, my country of birth.
Oh, okay, so are you living in Uruguay now?
Right at the moment, yes.
Yeah.
She was just born, and we're there right now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I met the mother during COVID over a phone conversation. Then we went and met. During 2021, we had a little going back and forth. She came to New York twice. I went back to Uruguay, and once the baby was born, she feels more comfortable there. She never lived outside of Uruguay, even though I'm born there. I have been in New York since I'm a teen because of my family.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's congrats on that too.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it feels great to be back in Uruguay as an adult,
Sure. Yeah, because you've been here for what? It's like 20 or
around
more
20 years.
Yeah.
What year? 20. Yeah, more than 20 years.
Yeah. Well, I was leading into asking about just like the idea of sustaining it. Like obviously you put the album out and you're touring off of it and trying to get it out to people. But even when you were in New York, was that a thing? Like it just seems like the scene and the DIY stuff, which you were a part of, I feel like in the early 2000s, like if you were at least there for a lot of it. How much has that changed? And like, was that a feasible thing to sort of sustain there? Is that like a reason to be there? If that question makes sense.
Well, I started my music career in New York because that's like my hometown,
Yeah.
Like, that's my family's there. But a lot of other musicians moved to New York because there's more opportunities.
Right.
They moved from Charlotte.
Yep.
to New York because they think there might be better opportunities there.
Sure.
In my case, that's what I had. That's where I was.
Yep.
So we started there, but I feel like how you see that. My phone's ringing. How you see that every band plays in New York at least once a year.
Yeah.
Like there is a lot. It's one of like the cultural hubs in the world. So if you get going in New York, most likely that you get opportunities outside of New York also.
Right.
You know what I mean? Your name rings internationally when you ring in New York.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Truly.
It's a hub that expands trends into the world.
Right.
So okay, yeah, and now that I'm in Uruguay, I'm a little far away from that, though I still work with my record label. But now, since Luisa, my daughter, was born, until just now that I came back to practice for the store with the band, it's the first time I'm away. So the longest from New York, just about around 10 months I was gone.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was in Uruguay, I was thinking, when I'll get back, the city will be different. People have probably forgotten about me, my friends. I was thinking, or like whatever, like it's gonna be different. And I came back, and it's like I never left. I'm so rooted to the city that I'll forever be a local. And I work with a record label there, and a lot of my music history happened in New York.
Totally. Yeah.
So
with the
even though
beats and
I'm
everything.
away, it does not. I'm away physically, but like my story, my history, can be washed away.
Truly. Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm like I tried to leave because I'm telling you I was away, but I came back and I can't wash it off.
Yeah. You're like, here I am.
I feel very much sustained by the community.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I can't get away.
That's beautiful.
And it was very traumatic for me to move away as a kid, like to leave my home country.
Yeah.
This time around, I'm not seeing Uruguay as like I moved. I don't want it to be so radical. I'm seeing that I'm there now,
Sure.
I've learning as I grow that nothing is permanent in life. So I'm living in Uruguay now, but it's not a dramatic change as it was when my family left because of economical reasons.
Right. Yeah.
When we were kids, it felt more like we were kicked out in a way.
Sure.
We had to rush out.
Yeah.
This is more like it's my choice to go back. Like everything in New York is fine. No one kicked me out. Like I'm an American. I could come back whenever I want.
Right on. Yeah.
So I don't want to put pressure on like, oh, my story in New York is over.
Oh no. Yeah. No.
But before this return,
you were feeling it. A little, you were like, oh no. Yeah.
It was
in your
traumatic
head.
a little bit. It's like I don't want to go through the same change again.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm trying to take it instead of taking moving away from New York. I feel like I'm adding something by being in my home country and like nourishing some like.
And with the family too, like kind of like getting this new thing going.
In our tradition, music. Like I've always from New York, I've been a representative of Uruguayan music.
Oh,
to other Uruguayans. So to do it in the homeland. The Uruguayan music is very special to me. Like I like to do an Uruguayan album to share with Uruguayans and to Americans for them to know what it's like.
Absolutely.
And people that have been following my story, I think it's interesting also to do that. Sometimes I feel like it'll be too foreign for Americans, but also I think up until now my output's been all over the place, so nothing would be weird.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Like I feel like if anything, and your releases do a really good job of kind of like introducing a lot of those ideas to people. Like the second in the Juan Pablo, obviously, is like a clear thing of that, where you're just like almost intentional about it, where you're moving around, putting it into the fabric of what you're doing, and then sharing that with people, which is like really, really cool.
Yeah. That was a beautiful experience, and all the following ones also, but that particular it was beautiful.
Seems like it set something off. Like, because everything after that seems like your music feels like it is very rooted in engagement and community to some degree anyhow. Like there's an earnestness to it. It's very, I can relate to a lot of it, like on just like even like kind of silly levels, which is a beautiful thing. But the it just feels like there's an intentionality in the collaborating and stuff like that after those. So I did want to ask you about I saw that you had been in an Owen Klein and then in a Safdie's short, and like we're talking about New York, so I kind of like in my mind I was like, that makes so much sense that Juan Waters, you feel like such this New York staple.
We're all locals,
be in that.
so we connect, since we're kids, we all know transplants, but we were there when we were younger before like we met transplants, Before it was like you knew someone from Brooklyn, you knew someone from Manhattan, you knew someone from Queens, someone went to high school with like your friend. With Josh Safdie, let's say I met him during the early years of Beats era. He just wrote saying, "Hey, I'm making a movie. I really like the song You Have No Blood. You want to hang out?" Yeah, we hung out and we became really good friends. And I made music for their first movie, The Pleasure of Being Robbed. Yeah. It's all like music that we made.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and then solo music. Yeah. And then we made some music for Go Get Some Rosemary, the follow Daddy Longlegs it's called actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's called, originally it was called Go Get Some Rosemary.
Oh, okay.
Originally, sorry.
That's the Ronnie Bronstein.
Yeah, okay. He wrote the script. He wrote also all the other scripts, I think.
Yeah.
Now, after that.
He's a legend. People should know that.
Yeah.
I don't think enough people know that, but he's amazing.
Really good person also. I've known him a long time. I haven't seen him in a minute, but Josh I'm still in touch with. The Owen, I knew of his because like he was friends with a group of people that I knew. Mm-hmm. But then my really good friend started working at his mom's store. So I would go there, hang out, and I knew the mom, and then I knew Owen, and I knew the sister who sings with me in Wandering Rebel. Modus Operandi. Greta Klein.
Yes, that's awesome.
We've known each other for like...
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's like OG New York connection. So...
Are you a big movies fan? Or do you...
A little bit. I've always been very like... a little bit OCD. No OCD, but I like to move around. Yeah. That's why I guess I play an instrument. Mm-hmm. Like I grab it just to like move my fingers. Yeah. So sometimes if I sit down, watch a movie, I can't hold it.
We'll start crazy.
Yeah, like always since I was a kid. So I haven't seen many movies, but I've watched some movies and I get touched by movies. But I like The Godfather. And me coming back to my home country reminds me of Michael when he falls in love in Italy.
That's awesome.
I always felt like Michael, because of what is happening right now in my life.
Going back, I like that.
And it's like you connect with something that's really major. You connect with like something that you can't explain.
Truly.
Yeah. Because I've had American girlfriends and. I always loved them, and we always like had beautiful relationships. But now, with this person that I'm with, like, she eats food I eat at my house with my mom.
That's sweet. That's so sweet.
Like with my ex-girlfriend, let's say she was Israeli, I learned to eat Israeli food, Middle Eastern food. Yeah. And she learned to eat Uruguayan. It was beautiful to share culture. But this is like different. This is more like cozy.
That's sweet. That's a sweet
crazy
way to put it. Yeah.
I'm sure Michael went through the same when he went to Italy. Yeah.
Got back and was like, everything's already the way that it's been.
I love that part. And then it has, if no spoiler, but then it has sad ending.
Yeah,
That's the
hopefully.
story.
Yeah, no, that's we're.
I'm not involved in what he was involved.
We'll do a rewrite on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you'll have something real sunny. Well, I just have like a little like lightning round that we do. That's just like eat it or stick it. Basically, eat it or stick it, toss it. It's ridiculous.
Fast.
Yes, quick. Just like yes, digging it or not. So, Chat GPT.
Pass, because I never used it, but I said dig it, if I have to say.
Dig it. Yeah.
Dig
Okay.
it, yeah.
Cool.
Eat it or stick it. So you gotta say.
Oh yeah, eat it or stick
Eat,
it.
eat it.
Eat
Eat
it.
it. I eat it.
Russ and Daughters.
Pass also. Who are? Oh, it's a place in New York for eating? Yeah. Is it still there?
I don't know.
Okay, no, definitely eat it.
Eat it,
I've
yeah.
eaten it many times. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I'm in Charlotte. I'm like, is that a movie? With, that's deep cut. I mean, yeah.
I guess we're on the subject. New York City tap water.
Oh, definitely eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran.
Sheeran. Eat it. He's a colleague.
Eat it.
Yeah,
In
colleague.
the same business.
Yeah, colleague, and he's doing well. So I'm so
Would you
happy.
Would you have Ed Sheeran on an album?
Definitely.
Yeah, I would love to hear that, actually. That would be awesome.
Let's see what happens. I think it'd be cool to
That'd
collab.
be really cool. Maybe this show.
Yeah.
Maybe our show will get to him.
Thank you. Yeah, actually,
Um,
let's if we ever make a meme out of this, we'll tag him.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
And then the meme pops up on the screen. Matcha latte.
I said eat it.
Eat it.
I don't have problems with
It's not,
any.
maybe not
yeah.
the favorite, but it's like I'll take
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Also, I'm happy people dig it. If it exists, maybe it's because people dig it.
That's right.
Eat it. I mean,
Leather and fur.
eat it.
Eat it.
Yeah.
Patty mayonnaise.
Patty mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
It's mayo that goes in on a patty.
No, from Doug, the show Doug.
Oh, eat it.
Eat it.
Is that a character on Doug, like the Beats?
Yes.
Okay. You know, I don't really remember like a cartoon that much.
How about the NBA?
NBA, eat
You
it.
an NBA fan?
No,
Just
but
down for it.
I've sat down and had a couple of beers watching a game with a friend that loves it.
There you go.
And
That's
I
great.
love watching till the end. Their expertise at their sport. It's like watching, I don't know, the best Rolling Stones play live or something.
Right.
You know? It's
Right.
like,
And okay, in closing, it's not an eat it or stick it, but do you have a favorite cheese?
I love cheese, so I love all different kinds. You know, it's like music. If you ask me, it's a favorite genre. I'll tell you what I like right now. Like today, which cheese I would eat right now?
Yeah.
Parmesan cheese.
Love it. We've been eating
From Italy, right?
Yes,
If we're gonna eat the real one, you know, we eat the Italian one.
We've been eating so much Parmesan cheese actually lately. Like it's insane for the show.
I wish we had some here. Here, have some.
Yeah, I know. This is what's in the cups.
Yeah.
You asked me to say hello. I stop in front of a newsstand. If a headline distracts me, I read it, I move on, like everything around me. Don't talk to me,